Oh, Locke, do you know we have a podcast?
Wait, do we?
It's actually called The Coach's Box.
Oh, really?
And we have some sponsors.
Oh, actually?
Yeah, the first sponsor is Champion Takeaway, the best fish and chip shop down south. They're located at Christie's Beach, and they have the best chips.
What's our other main sponsor then?
Grand Auto Wreckers.
Our local Nissan and Datsun specialist.
That's it, mate. You know it. Lonsdale, go see him. All right, guys, hit the intro. Well. Here we are.
We're back.
We are back. What episode are we up to?
You tell me.
I think we're up to episode 6. I'm going to say 6. I'm going to go with 6.
All right, we'll go with 6.
As you heard in the intro, very, very happy to have the sponsors on board.
Yeah, definitely.
Champion and Grand Auto. It's a beauty. We're excited to have them on board. Hopefully some more as well. We'll jump on soon if we can keep hitting it off.
Yeah. 100%.
Anyway, we're on. Special guest. I don't know if we're gonna say it.
Yeah, I'm gonna call you out.
You're gonna call me out?
Yeah.
Go for it.
So last week we recorded this app, and it was a sensational episode at that. You know, probably the best one we had recorded so far, and we were very excited until Bailey realizes he forgot to press record, so he couldn't use any of it.
I think every great podcast has done it before.
Probably.
So I'm just gonna call it and say we're gonna be a great podcast, and it's out of the way now. It's out of the way. Anyway, we're on to it. Special guest Amy Gore. We're extremely excited. Pro surfer. Extremely excited to have you on. Good variation of guests. Actually, yeah. We've been good with that lately. So we're gonna go over a bit of everything really. A bit of your surfing. My chair is really squeaky.
I was
not
noticing that.
So I'm not gonna
stop moving.
We're gonna go over a bit of your rivalry with your sister, because obviously your sister's with Nikki, who obviously is successful in the footy area, and some controversial topics, which will be a bit interesting. So take us through as a surfer. Explain it from when you were younger to where you are now. What was your journey like? What did you go through? Competitions, and just give us a brief overall of what it's actually like.
Yeah. No worries. So I started when I was pretty young. We've always lived near the beach, so kind of grew up there. And I actually started on a bodyboard. And me and Nikki kind of like just riding on like little waves on the bodyboard. And we started to like stand up on them. And it was at that point, Mum and Dad was like, all right, I think we should get him a surfboard. Like, I think they're trying to like tell us something here. So we got like little foam surfboards and started surfing. Not long after I went in a competition, and I think I got third in my...
Fuck. Sorry, we're having technical difficulties here. I'm like,
in case you're wondering, he's just broken the mic.
It goes around the other way.
Pulled it out.
It's all going downhill. Bailey, you've cursed us.
We're going up to start again.
No, keep it rolling.
No, this is good.
This just adds to the excitement of the podcast. Yeah, keep it going.
Alright, this is the coach's box in full swing.
Yeah, just give me 2 seconds.
Alright, continue on. Sorry, continue on.
Sorry, Amy.
No, you're all good. So yeah, we started surfing and going in my first competition. I think I got third or first, and then after that I won the next one. And I think that kind of like started the whole competitive fire. And I kind of knew from that moment I wanted to be a professional surfer. So yeah, I kind of like being my little determined 8-year-old self, put my mind to it and worked hard, and went into a bunch of like junior comps, state comps, amateur, and then pro junior, and now on the women's WQS tour.
Yeah, that's wicked.
Yeah.
Do you remember your first comp?
I do a little bit. It was at Moana, good old Moana.
Love Moana.
Small waves.
Local.
Yeah.
Small, mate. I go there and I'm like, these are huge. Anyway, yep.
Yep. Yeah, so it was there, and I remember Nikki was actually in it, so
yep.
I think I beat her. I mean, I'm gonna say I definitely beat her.
Don't even question it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna call her out. I beat her.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it was just a fun comp, and I just really enjoyed it, so
that's
it was good.
Yeah, no, I used to actually judge surf comps.
Yeah.
Oh, this has been a great start by you. Leadfoot Lockie on Instagram. Go follow him.
No, I used to judge surf comps, and
wow.
I probably would end up judging you at one point. It's around the same era.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, this guy today, he's actually been talking about getting a surfboard.
Oh,
way.
Dead set almost bought you a surfboard today.
Like,
how much was it?
Yeah, well, it was about $750 all up,
Yeah,
including shipping.
It's pretty good.
So it's a longboard, 9.0 single fin.
You got to do it.
Yeah, and I checked it to cart, put in all my details and stuff, and I was about to click the button, but I was like, oh, really shouldn't.
Whoa,
You
so
backed out.
close.
I backed out, but it's probably for the better.
Nah.
So touching on your sister, obviously you're so competitive. I know if I had a brother my age, he's a bit older, but if he was my age, I would have been like, mate, I got to be better than you at everything.
Yeah.
So you played footy when you were younger as well. Give us a bit of perspective as, was she better at footy than you, and that was always a thing, and were you better than her at surfing? And did you ever sort of cross ways of, I want to be better than you at the other sport now? Like, what was it really like having that? Because you're obviously like professional in each of your sports. So what was it really like?
It was super competitive. Like, anybody you probably meet would probably tell you that we're probably the two most competitive people you have ever met. It is next level between us. Like, every single thing is a competition.
Yeah.
So we kind of did every sport. Like, we would, soccer, netball, like, I think we even did a bit of cricket, basketball, like footy, surfing, like literally everything we did. And we both did it together, and everything was a competition. Like, we wanted to win for our team, and we worked together as a team, but like at the end of the day, it was like, who's better?
Yeah.
And like, it's still to this day, we'll have a conversation, be like, oh, I was better at netball. And she'll be like, no, I was better at netball. And I was like, nah. And so it's so competitive. So we kind of pushed each other like so much in sport because we both wanted to be the best. And it helped, like, I kind of think it helped us to develop into the like athletes we are today, because we were constantly like, I guess, just like pushing each other and like being like, I want to be better, you want to be better. Just so competitive. Like, bit off topic, actually. You guys know me. Everything's off topic. In school, year 3, I think, they actually had to, like, I think it was year 3. I think going into year 4, maybe. They actually separated us. So we were in the same classes up until then. And then they were like, all right, we actually have to separate you two because it's too competitive in the classroom.
Yeah, right. That's hectic.
Yeah, so we actually ended up getting separated because everything was like grades, like who could finish the work first. Like, it was crazy, but yeah.
I could imagine. I don't think I've met, like, because obviously I was pretty close with Nikki, said in the previous episode. I've not met someone so competitive. Like, if you're even more competitive or about the same, not going to make a competition out of it.
Yeah, oh no, that's a competition now.
but I'm like,
something.
I couldn't imagine man, the household
started.
news coming down. So, not actually on the run sheet, but I'm going to name sports, okay?
Alrighty. Oh,
and
no.
you're going to say either me or you're going to say Nikki, all right? And it's whoever was better at the sport
I hope Nikki's not
when
listening
when
to
you
this.
when you were younger, okay? And I want you to be brutally honest.
Oh,
Don't worry about Nikki's feelings here. We're not
Alrighty.
worrying about Nikki's feelings. We're worrying about your feelings, all right?
Okay,
Netball.
better.
You?
Yeah, me.
Golf.
Oh, we
Ooh.
never really got into it, but I'm going to go off the Wii sport.
Yeah.
I'm going to say me.
Tennis.
Me.
You reckon?
That's going to be
She
a
was
big
good
one.
at tennis. She was really good at tennis.
We have good matches. Like, it gets competitive. Like, I'm telling you, like, racket throwing, like,
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's bad. But, I mean,
I broke a couple rackets in my time though.
Yeah, there's been a few.
I went on a tennis camp to Renmark and we're playing on grass courts, and I thought it was basically impossible to break a racket on a grass court, and I ended up doing that.
Oh, no.
I
I
was,
was playing grass court. That'd be good.
it was actually wicked. Like, it was sliding around.
Yeah, it's
and,
cool.
Yeah, it felt really cool.
I always get scared of, like, when you see him on TV, you watch the Federer, the GOAT.
Yeah.
Federer's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just, like, slide me. And I always just think, damn.
Yeah, you
Ankles,
feel like
man.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to just, like, I'm going to slide, and then you just don't?
Yeah,
That would
see,
be so
that's
scary.
I'm always scared
Yeah.
like they're just gonna catch traction and the ankle's just gonna go snap.
Oh, scary stuff.
Yeah. Few more sports. Have you got any in your head? Can you think of any random sports?
Soccer.
Soccer.
Oh, all right. I'm going to say...
Okay, can we just point out, you've said you for everything here, so...
My mind's saying me. But...
Go on.
But because Nikki's going to be listening to this, no, I feel like, we're pretty even in soccer. We played different positions.
Yeah.
We both played district together. She played 1 year, like, that I didn't play, but that is because I broke my foot. I need to make that clear.
There we go. Excuses.
But yeah, she was pretty good at soccer. I'll say she was better at soccer.
And last one, because you've obviously both been involved in the ocean a lot, if we're going 100-meter freestyle, who is winning it?
Me.
You?
I don't know. I reckon I might just have the upper hand with all the paddling, but
So 97% of the sports.
it's gonna be fast swim.
Goes to Amy. Oh, we're happy with that.
I'm a bit scared for when Nikki hears about this, but
No, hey.
Have you always been like a strong swimmer?
yeah,
Since,
pretty
yeah.
strong. Like, not. It's never been like I never like competed in swimming, but
Yeah.
I think just from paddling, it kind of
Yeah.
transitions.
I've never been a strong swimmer. I learned to swim when I was 12.
That's
Fun
alright.
fact. Yeah. Well, mainly because I had medical problems, but
Yeah, still alright.
I just remember going down to the swimming centre, the days of like primary school.
Yeah.
Going to the swimming centre and then you just have to do your lessons. And like the classic one was like the survival stroke. Where you go on your back
Yeah.
and you'd have to just like, I don't know, paddle one arm. I don't know, something weird.
Yeah. Did you ever do the one on your side?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah. It's just like.
Nah, some of them were
Who
like,
would've thought?
why would you even do that?
Yeah.
I'm like sinking here. Like, nah, that were the best days. And we always went down to the swimming centre and you'd go off the big Tarzan rope at Noongar.
How good's that?
Oh, mate.
Oh,
And
so
all the
fun.
cool kids would like back you off of it and stuff. And I'm just going, whee.
Like little pin drop. No.
can't relate. I never went to one of those things.
What primary school did you go to?
Pilgrim. We had them, but I just couldn't like attend.
Oh,
Fucking ear problems and stuff.
yeah,
Oh,
right.
no.
Yeah.
That's hectic. Comparing to other sports, how hard is surfing? Because like going out there and like we went on a camping trip not long ago and we went out for what we thought was a surf, which turned into just us sitting there pretty much attempting.
Yeah, there wasn't much of a surf, was it?
No, it wasn't really. But you go out there and it takes it out of you, like full on. So if you're comparing like footy, say, or even just like soccer to surfing, what's the training like and like mentally, how fatigued do you get?
Yeah, that's a good question. Surfing's different to a lot of sports in the sense that it's an individual sport. But it's kind of where it's like a lot of individual sports. Like it's about you don't really have that team environment as such from players or people that are around you. It's more coaches and family and friends. So that's always trickier mentally, I find. You have to be very mentally strong to be able to pick yourself up, because I think as well as the fact that you're on your own in the water and whatnot, and you actually the way it's set out is that like, I think you like put it this way, you might have 200 competitors in an event and one person's going to win. That's it. Like there's one winner.
Yeah.
So a lot of the time you're losing more than you're ever winning. So to mentally come back from that all the time is really hard, and then not having anybody around you to kind of be like, oh, but like it was a team thing and
Yeah.
we all didn't quite do our thing. It was kind of like it always falls back on you, and it's like, all right, well, I didn't perform well. I made this mistake. So it's mentally a little bit tough in that way compared to different sports, I guess. But in terms of like training and that type of thing, it's pretty similar. We train, I train every day. So in the gym, in the water, strength, like a lot of muscular endurance. So we also do like breath training and that type of thing. So it's pretty like similar to that type of thing in professional surfing as well.
Yeah.
But yeah.
For sure. I was going to say, like, as much as I've always wanted to play like a tennis, like an individual sport, there's nothing better than if you do lose a big game or something, you look to your right and there's a teammate. Like, that is actually a huge thing in sport. It's so underrated. Like, you don't understand how much of a support it is. You can go home to your family, you can see your mates after have a beer, but like that instant like, oh my god, we've lost, or oh my god, we failed, and having that teammate to just like, you know, give a hug to, even just like, man, we're together on this. I couldn't imagine going into surfing comps and just like, you know, if you do obviously have to lose a lot to be successful, it'd be mentally challenging.
Oh, it'd be draining.
Mentally
challenging.
challenging.
It's very draining.
Yeah.
Best locations you've surfed.
Ooh,
and favourite as well.
Favourite? Well, that's a hard one. I love home. Like, I don't think you can go past like your home break where you know and everybody knows you, like, and it's kind of just that fun environment. So that's always cool. But then I've like traveled to so many amazing places, and there's so many I would like still love to go to. But Hawaii's gonna be one of those like top ones. Like it's it's one of those locations as a surfer. It's like it's on the bucket list. If you're a surfer, you got like you want to go to Hawaii. Yeah. So that was pretty unreal.
That's awesome.
Now, you go. Sorry.
Just for those who don't know, how does the payments and then like money work in like professional surfing comps?
Yeah, so it goes by kind of like the a lot of payment for actual the competition. It comes by the rounds you make. So if you were to make, quarters, semis, final, it depends on what rounds you make, how much you get paid, and it also depends on the rating of the comp. So you got like 1,000s up to 10,000s on the WQS, and it depends like what comp it is and how much you get paid, and then a lot of other payments, and that comes from endorsements from sponsorships.
Yeah, righto. What were you going to say, Baz?
I was going to ask her what sort of food she eats.
I was like completely different.
Because we're going to try something. So we obviously did this last episode that Baz didn't press record on.
Yeah.
But we're going to give the rundown. So explain to us what your sort of diet is, and we're going to pretty much compare it to ours at this current time. And then we might set a bit of a challenge up. So what do you eat on a daily basis?
Okay, so I try to... It depends. Like, I try to mix it up a little bit, but most days for breakfast I'll have like some oats with water and then just like a bit of banana on top, or I'll have like wheat bix with a bit of like yogurt and banana.
Yep.
And then I'll have like a snack, maybe like apple, a bit of peanut butter. That's kind of my go-to. I'm a big peanut butter fan. Like, could eat a whole jar. Like,
awesome.
Yeah, I love it. And then for lunch, I'd probably just have. I don't usually do big lunch. So I'd maybe just have maybe a bit of yogurt with like some like fruit in it, or like maybe like some rice cakes with avocado on it or something. And then for dinner, like a chicken stir fry or Mexican. I love Mexican.
Mexican's awesome.
I'm starving.
Where's your favourite Mexican restaurant?
Oh, my house. I'm the Mexican master chef.
Really?
We'll come around for a feed sometime now.
Yeah. Where's our invite?
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, breakfast. What do you consume for breakfast?
Me? Mainly, I'd have toast. I'd have Vegemite on toast.
That's not bad.
That's a good start for the day.
That's like standard, because most of the time, like when I get up, I'm not hungry, so I have a coffee and a Vegemite toast.
Yeah.
But if I'm feeling hungry, I probably make myself eggs, or I have like yogurt with these oat clusters on them, and then a bit of honey.
Yeah.
That goes down a treat.
That's good.
Yeah. And then I snack a lot during the day.
This is a thing I think we have to stop.
So I have I try and be healthy, but I have like these little protein bars and like muesli bars and stuff like that, but they don't really fill me up.
This is not what we heard last week. No.
I do.
Yeah. I was saying, this sounds a little bit different.
No, that's like morning tea snack.
Oh yeah.
But then my afternoon tea snack is always like some chips or some chocolate or something.
That's what we were hearing.
Yeah.
What are you going for lunch?
Depends where I am. So like at uni and stuff, I'll have pasta mainly.
Good.
Or like a wrap. I'll have a wrap with chicken and cheese.
This is sounding good so far.
Yeah, it is. Good start.
And then we get to afternoon tea. And
afternoon tea, it just goes downhill because I get home and I'm like, oh, I'm really craving some chips. Or like, really craving some chocolate, some iced coffee, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then dinner is just whatever gets cooked for
whatever's
me.
on the table.
Yeah.
I'm pretty well the same as you. I'm like a bacon and eggs on the morning. A fair bit of the time, it's probably actually bad. I have it a fair bit.
Yeah.
And then if not, it's good old Milo cereal. Crank on. They have on the packaging. It's all good for you. It must be. And then the lunch is like I do make like pastas at the start of the week sometimes, and they'll ask me a fair bit. You can't go wrong with pasta. Like I go spaghetti bog, man. Oh.
Yeah, I'm a carbonara
So
guy.
Yeah.
Mum makes a wicked carbonara.
And then for dinner, it's just like whatever's on the table. So we're gonna set a challenge. We're looking to get fit. Pre-season starts at the end of. Is it November? It is November. At the end of this month, we're starting pre-season for footy.
Crazy.
So we're going to set a challenge. It's going to be no KFC, no Maccas. Yeah. None of those bad foods, man. We don't want those bad foods.
Yeah, okay.
We don't want them in our body. What are we going to go chips? We have to cut some snacks out.
Oh, I don't know. I reckon
we
no
have
chips.
to cut some snacks out. All right, how about this? We say no chocolate.
Yeah. Right,
no chocolate.
What about dark chocolate? That's technically healthy for you.
One piece.
Yeah, one piece a week.
A week, yeah.
Like a single square?
A single square a week.
Alright.
So you need.
I got dark chocolate covered almonds. What about that?
One a week.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna document the next. It's probably gonna last a week.
Oh, like we're gonna journal it.
It's a competition.
We're gonna
who's
video
gonna
it. We're gonna
lose out first?
with our meal,
like daily vlogs.
With our meal, daily vlogs, what we're eating. The
Right.
Coach's
Insta
Box
story.
challenge. All right.
The Coach's Box Challenge.
So first person to eat one of those selected foods that are bad for us has a punishment.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure if you'd thought of one, but if you haven't, that's okay. Because
You got to the end of the episode.
Well, yeah, you got to the end of the episode, literally. At the end of the episode, we're going to come back to you. But Amy's going to have a punishment for us.
Yeah, okay.
And it's going to be recorded, shared for the public of her choice, and it can be as bad as you want because I'm not losing, so I'm okay for it to be as bad
I'm not gonna lose
as you
either.
want. And you know what? If none of us lose for 6 months,
Good on us.
look at
think,
us.
yeah.
Look at us.
Yeah.
We're healthy. So,
And anyone listening who wants to join in, feel free.
get around it.
Yep.
You know, we might even start a hashtag for
I reckon.
on
Oh,
Insta.
wow.
I can start a hashtag.
Yeah.
Right.
Alright.
Anyway, so at the end of the episode, I've put Amy under the pump here, but she's going to have a punishment for us. Okay. Going on to more surfing. What does the future lie ahead for Amy Gore? The next 5 years.
Well, I think that like this year in particular with like COVID and everything has taught me that like you can't really like I mean like going into the year I sat down with my coach and we worked out all these goals of what I wanted to achieve by the end of the year. I mean, one of the top ones was to make the top 50 to 100 on the WQS international tour. So I kind of had all these goals and all of a sudden our tour got completely cancelled and I realized I wasn't going to meet them. And so it kind of like made me realize that you can make goals and things and they can so quickly change. And so I think what lies ahead for me is kind of, I guess it's not really confirmed or I don't really have anything that I'm like, I must do this. It's just more about being the very best athlete I can be in whatever I'm doing and trying to just achieve my personal best and striving to whatever that is and whatever goals I have set in the short term to be the very best athlete and person I can be for that period.
Do you surf like every day? Like, what's the go?
Yeah.
Like, because like obviously,
That's so cool.
cause, like obviously for footy, like you have your set trainings, and
Yeah, yeah.
shit like that.
The 2 days a week.
But like, if you wake up and there's no waves,
Yeah.
like, do you have certain days that like do you look ahead on the forecast and stuff?
Yeah, so I mean, I spend a fair bit of time traveling interstate and away just with like competitions and that.
Yeah.
So I'm often surfing. If I'm away and surfing, like if I'm good location, I'll surf like twice a day. But if I'm home and there's no waves, I'm gonna tell you, like I'll be completely honest. I get so grumpy.
Yeah.
I think everybody's like secretly praying there's gonna be waves coming soon
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I'm like like so
What do I do?
it's yeah like I just train twice as much I guess, but
yeah, right.
it's hard when there's no waves. So yeah, I start to go a bit stir crazy.
Imagine the life of just surfing.
Just
It's
go on the
not
beach
bad.
every day, you
It'd be a
know.
pretty good life, especially if you can make a living out of it,
No
Yeah.
kidding.
which you're on your way to doing. So that's actually insane. I
Yeah,
can't believe that.
exactly.
That'd be the life to live.
No kidding. Where would your favourite location or dream location to live be?
Ooh,
That's a good question.
it is a good
I was
question.
thinking go surfing. I'm like, mate, we've already asked that one, but
To live.
where to live?
So if you could buy a house anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Wow. I think there's something about home. Like the amount I traveled, I've realized like I absolutely love home. I love
Yeah.
family and friends here, and there's something special about that. But if I couldn't live home and I couldn't live here, I reckon, I don't know, like I guess traveling to Hawaii, I was like, you know what, I could live here. Like the life
Yeah.
here, like it's so good, tropical like fruit and the waves and just the sunshine. It's so cool. But then like now just thinking about like anywhere, like I'm like, you know, like imagine like some island, like just perfect waves, like super cruisy, like
Yeah.
a few like friends and fam and just living there, like that would be
Yeah,
pretty cool.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I always say I gotta live near the beach. Like,
Yeah.
Because I think once you live near the beach, you can't not live near the beach.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
I
Like if you
agree.
lived in the city or whatever, you wouldn't know what it's really like to be around like a good suburb with like just chill
Yeah.
people and the beach 2 streets away.
Yeah.
But once you're there, I could not see myself now not living around
Yeah.
the beach. Like,
Yeah.
it'd be real hard. All right. Got a random question. So I love a podcast called Jamo and Dylan. And they get asked by the public some questions. So I'm gonna get your thoughts on this, all right?
Alrighty.
So we're just gonna make sure we know Jamo and Dylan. This is their question. We're not gonna rub it from them. But do buildings add weight to the earth? Okay, so we got to think about it, right? You have to think about it.
I
Okay?
was just like, what the fuck?
You have to think about it, okay? Because this is fascinating me,
Didn't
man.
expect that.
So you've got the material that's already on Earth,
Right.
It's already on the ground.
Yes.
So they're just using it to create their building. That building is obviously so bloody heavy. Like, it is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So you say you make a house, you make a building. Does that then add the weight to the earth? Like, is the earth heavier now because you've built a house?
You know what, like, straight away, like, I'm just tripping about. It's like, I'm not even thinking about the house. I'm thinking about the people living in the house. And then that got me thinking about, like, there's more people. And then, like, every time there's a person, does that add weight to the earth?
This is awesome.
Yeah, no, it would.
Did I just kind of, like, reverse that question around kind of thing?
Because
if you have a baby.
if you're taking this
Yeah.
little piece of sperm and then it creates like a, come on, Baz.
Don't,
We're not in preschool, mate.
Don't even get me
Just
started.
a little bit of sperm and then it makes like the baby and then that's like.
But then they grow and you keep growing.
Yeah, so
Like, what if...
when you're
But
growing,
then
you're adding,
all the food that
Yeah.
goes into you.
Yeah, let's say, because you start, like, right now, I might weigh, like, I weigh, like, about 58 kilos. Let's say I start eating, like, I gain more muscle, and then I'm 60 or 65 kilos. Am I now adding more weight to the earth?
Yeah.
If that's every person.
Yeah, because your
But
muscles
but then again, what you're eating is already on the earth.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
but if
yeah,
if
that's
you're
that part of
building
the question.
muscle,
But what about fruit that's growing? I guess it's coming from a tree
But
that's already on the
in-
earth.
Oh my god.
so if
Dude,
This is this question.
Does weight even get added to the earth?
Can we put this in can we put this like a poll, like for the
we'll
viewers?
have to have a
Like,
poll.
Neil deGrasse Tyson, if you're listening, does this make any sense?
Because it's actually got me stumped.
you
Like,
think?
it
Yeah.
has me stumped.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, it's tripping me out.
Yeah, it's trippy.
Because
I'm
yeah, the
confused.
material's there for buildings.
Yeah.
People, mate, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a question that just made.
Yeah, wow.
It's one of those awesome questions. Just that you just don't know. Alrighty. Straight up. I want a straight answer from you. Alright.
Alrighty,
Straight answer
yeah.
from you. Are you gonna go number one in the future? World number one.
What?
Amy Gore. Imagine the lights.
Wow.
World number one.
Well, it's always been a dream. Like, I think, but I don't know.
No, you dream big.
You dream big. I think, yeah.
Yeah.
I think aim for the. What do they say? Aim for the stars,
for the
and
stars.
if you fall, you'll land upon the clouds or something like that. Or
never
I
heard
think
that in
I
my
don't
life.
think I don't think that's the same.
I like it. I haven't heard it before.
And that's got Amy Gore next to it because you just made up a quote.
I think it's aim for the moon. If you fall, you'll be among the stars.
I don't know.
I think that sounds, but I don't know. But I don't know. I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna try my best to like just achieve whatever I can and be go for the greatest I can be, and whatever that is, I guess that'll be what it is. But yeah, well, number one would be pretty incredible. So we'll see. Maybe one day.
Definitely. What's your favourite memory of surfing?
Oh, there's so many. Got so many memories.
Your all-time favourite.
I think everything, like every surf's a memory, like always something. But all-time favorite. Wow. Oh, I think. All right, we'll go one funny one.
Yeah.
And one just like kind of like, so
I like it.
we'll start with the kind of more like just amazing memories. So
Yeah.
I think you can't really go past when you're just in the ocean and there's not many people and you're just catching wave after wave and it just feels good. Like every
Yeah.
wave just feels good. Like there's something so special about that, and it's an incredible experience and like feeling. So that's always really special. And then a funny one. I'm gonna go with one. I was surfing a reef, and it was out pretty far, like probably 600 meter paddle. And you paddle from the sand, and you're just over really, really deep water.
Yeah.
And like the whole time you kind of think like there's got to be sharks underneath. And we got out to this break, and I was with my dad, and it was just me and my dad. And he's on a wave ski, so he's
Yeah, okay.
alright. I'm on a surfboard.
Yeah.
And I was a bit younger at the time, and we were surfing this wave, and it's about 100 meter ride. Like it's really decent, like pretty good.
Yep.
And so we were riding, and I'd caught the wave, and I'd gone all the way in, and he was out the back still, and I was paddling back out, and this fin just pops up and started circling me.
Oh my god.
And then there's about 2 and then 3 started circling me, and I just started screaming so loud, like, Dad, Dad! I was like, shark, 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 shark! And he's like on his waves, like paddling across. He's like, I'm coming, and I'm like, I'm gonna die, like, so scared. And then like he starts yelling, he's like, they're dolphins. I'm like, no, I can't. And I'm just like, I just keep screaming. And he's like, Amy, they're dolphins. And I'm just like, I can't, I need to go in. And I think about a minute after, like this super dramatic like scene, I was like, oh, I want the dolphins to come back now. It's always really funny when something like that happens. So it's one I'll never forget, is that feeling.
I've had a situation like that on a surf camp. I was out the back, and then I've seen this like something splash around in the water. I was like, oh, fuck, what is that? And then, so like immediately I'm thinking for the worst. I'm thinking, oh, it's a shark. I'm going to die. And so I've been lined up for shore. I'm paddling as hard as I can. And I'm like, you know, passing people, I'm like, get in. and then I get to shore, and then right where I was sitting out the back, I just see the seal's head pop up and start looking around. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, you're like, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'll just have a break.
Yeah.
Time for a snack.
Yeah, exactly.
Has there been any other shark incidents?
Yeah, I've actually seen a few sharks, actual sharks, not dolphins. Yeah. And they kind of just cruise by. They're pretty chill, actually. They're beautiful animals, and yeah.
So last time we recorded this, I found this epic, man.
I found it fascinating.
The fact that you just go, they just swam past. Like, yeah, that's right. Like, do you like? I agree with you. They are great animals, and no one should be out there to hurt sharks. Their territory.
Yeah.
But like, do you get scared? Like, do you shit yourself? Like, still?
So that first time that I was talking about with the dolphins, I was super scared.
Yeah.
But actually, when I like got a bit like older and that, the first time I actually kind of like saw one, I've always expected myself to be like one of those people that says like, oh my gosh, like paddle straight for the shore like as fast as I can. And it actually, I just saw it and it just went straight past me about a meter away. And I kind of just sat there and I was like, oh, I was like, oh, okay, like it's just cruising by, like I'll stay out with it, like. And then like I've seen a few more and it's the same thing. I'm kind of like, it's kind of that, it's just like, wow, like you've seen this creature that you hear so much of and you hear so much stories that they're like so scary, and then you just see them like so peacefully and gracefully like swimming by. It's kind of cool.
I'd be bricking myself.
Mate,
a meter. That's social distance.
I mean, it depends on the size. Like if it was like a 15-foot like great white, I mean, like I'm out of there. But I mean, if it's just a small one.
Yeah, no, I'd still be backing it.
Definitely.
I'd be.
Even if like a big fish swam past.
Come on.
Even if it's a seal.
Not a seal.
You're strong. Moving on a bit away from surfing. Other sports. Do we expect to see Amy play any other sports soon, or do you play any other sports socially? Can you fit it in with surfing? What's the go with that as a professional?
Yeah, so I've always like been committed to surfing, and it's been like my number one priority, and it still is. And I do that. I've like been really focused on that. I'm still really focused on it, but I am actually, while I've got a bit of time during the times at the moment and whatnot. It's kind of led me in a path, and I've kind of just like followed the direction I feel like I'm being led. And so I'm actually starting to play footy. So I've signed with a team, and I'm going to be playing in 2021. So
sweet,
awesome.
Alongside professional surfing, but so we'll see how that goes. But exciting times.
Because you played footy when you were younger.
I did.
So
yes.
What age did you stop? And I'm pretty sure I know why you stopped, but give us a rundown.
So I played 4 games for South Adelaide under 16 squad. So it was a long time ago, and it was kind of like their first comp, and it wasn't a whole low. I don't think it was pretty much just a like kind of smaller comp, and everyone was getting into it. It was a bit of fun, and I really enjoyed it until this one game where I got winded. And Nick, if you've heard Nikki speak on, it could be interviews, podcasts, like whatever, she's probably told the story. Like, it's her go-to. No, so I got winded in this game, and I think it just shocked me more than anything. And I remember like getting winded and lying on the ground, and Nikki came over to me, and I was just like, oh, and I'm like, I need a stretcher, and Nikki's like, Amy, get up. And I'm like, I need a stretcher. And she's like, hey, you're embarrassing me, get up. And anyway, she's like telling me, get up. So I like ended up getting up and walking off the ground and left my mouth guard there, and the trainer had to get it. And it was, now I look back and I'm like, oh man, that was embarrassing. I would never do that again. But I think at the time, yeah. So.
Oh no, getting winded can be really bad.
It's one of the worst things, I reckon.
When I was in the 17s, I think my first year of 17s, I was playing at Hallett Cove, and it was like a ball came over the pack, and I marked it, and I went down to the ground with the ball, and the ball, and I landed on the ball on the ground, and you know the noise, which is like that noise,
trying to get air into you, but you can't.
I couldn't stop, and I sounded like an idiot. Everyone's like, I'm dying over here, and no, it is seriously most underrated, like, because it's not an injury.
Yeah.
So, it's
like,
not really
it's just an
it can be
uncomfortable
bad.
feeling.
Yeah, it can be really bad.
Yeah, no kidding.
Nick Fanning, give us your thoughts. Punching a shark.
I think
That's hectic.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Like, you always, like, you hear the stories of, like, if a shark comes, like, punch him in the nose or whatever. But it's pretty insane that he actually, like, that was his instinct. And it probably, like, it could have saved his life. Like, it was insane to watch. I remember I was actually watching it. Everyone had gone to sleep. And I stayed up to watch it. It was in South Africa, so it was pretty late.
Yeah.
And I was on the couch, and I remember just watching it as a final. And I was pretty tired. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Mick just gets attacked by the shark. And I was like, whoa. I was like, I was just like, no way. Like, ran upstairs, and I was like, Mom, Dad, Nikki, like, woke everybody up. And I was like, Mick Fanning just got attacked by a shark. Like, and they're all like, what? And I'm like, come downstairs. Look, it's on. I was like, it's literally on Foxtel. Like, I was like, I'll rewind it. But it was literally insane. And I'm so glad he's okay. But, he's super strong and mentality.
I mean, if I was a shark and I saw Mick Fanning, I'd go the other way. Mick Fanning's a big fella.
Yeah, he's pretty big. Just the fact though that like when because everyone's watched the video of it happen, whether it was live or not. But seeing, because you obviously saw him get attacked, and then the wave went up. Yeah. And that was scary.
Like, you couldn't see him for a bit.
Like, even when I knew he was safe and okay, I still held my breath when I watched it.
Yeah, I was going to say, everyone was just holding their breath.
Yeah, it's unreal. Yeah. Anyway, we obviously did this last episode, but you had another couple of questions that you specifically wanted to ask. So, take it away, mate.
Now, while we're on the topic of seeing things in water, what's the most interesting thing you've seen in the water?
Oh, okay.
Once I was surfing and I saw a spider out there.
Wow.
It was just like floating on the surface.
I'm pretty sure spiders can actually swim. I didn't realise that, but I actually think they can. Which is kind of scary because you like swim in the shower and you're always like, well, that's alright because they can't swim. But
they'll go in the drain, they'll just drown. Yeah.
But now it's like, oh.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, little off topic. I don't know. I actually in Queensland, like last week, I saw like 2 sea snakes, which was just super random. I've never seen sea snakes before, and I was a little bit scared by them. I was
they're a bit icky.
I am terrified of snakes. Like I kid you not. I'm so scared of them. So when I saw this in water, I was like, I got more scared than of sharks. Like I was like, where is it? Like I can't see it. Like it's so small. And it's just like swimming around like it's like a snake on like, you know, like how they like move on land. It was like that in
wiggle.
water.
Yeah.
But it was like kind of on the sea floor. Oh, I don't know. So that was kind of weird. I've seen a lot of things. I've seen stingrays and dolphins and seals and sea turtles and all types. And I love sea turtles. Is probably my favorite animal to see in the water.
They're awesome.
But in terms of like scary, like definitely the sea snake.
My girlfriend's sister has a snake, and it's a carpet python, and it is huge now.
My goodness!
And it's not even fully
I'm getting
grown.
like goosebumps.
Yeah, but when she first got it, she like had it out, and it was like I had it in my hands. It was pretty small. Yeah. And then like she's like, oh yeah, don't worry, it won't bite you as long as you don't see it do like the S shape with its neck and then look at you. And I'm like, oh, cool, because that obviously means it's about to strike, and so it's like crawling around my hands, feels all weird. It's like tried to go up my sleeve, and I'm like, nah. And so like I've moved my hand, and then it's kind of like looked at me, and then it's done the S thing.
Oh no!
And I'm like, nah, I've thrown it like off my hand. Like I'm sitting on the ground.
Oh my goodness!
I kind of like chucked it because I freaked out.
Oh, wow.
And then like Sarah, Nicola's sister, she's like just looked at me. It's like, I was like, oh, that's awkward.
To be honest,
I'm gonna go.
If that was me, I probably would have walked out of the house and been like, alright, I'm selling it. Like, there's a snake in there.
What happened?
Yeah.
Like when you threw it, did you run? Like, what happened?
Oh yeah, I kind of like threw it and just slithered off.
Because what if it came back, like it turned around back up?
Oh
dude.
no, I'd be out. I'd straight up and go.
Sorry, Nick, we're over.
It's 90.
I can't come back to your house ever again.
But it's creepy because it like just lives in a
Yeah.
I've seen it, because I remember everyone went into there at one point, and I was just like, no, like I can't actually go in there.
Yeah.
I went in there the other day to look at it, and like it's got a little skull in its enclosure, and like its head was sticking out the eye of the skull, and I was like, ooh, yuck.
Nah. Too scary.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I can't do snakes.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I can't do any animals like any insects and shit.
Yeah, like
They all
spiders.
just weird me out. Like,
Yeah, they get like there's this feeling when you see like
Yeah.
someone goes. Like,
Well, I have a
is it
story.
icky?
yes, I see. This is what we need.
Yeah.
I love when a guest comes on. I want to share a story. This is gonna be good. I can feel this is gonna be good already.
So me and Nikki, right, we're going for this hike, and I was behind her and she was in front of me, and we're going uphill, and it's a warm day, and we're going pretty cruisy, and next minute she just turns and grabs me like, Amy, and like grabs me. I'm like, whoa, like I almost fell off this cliff. Like we were like, it's steep.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, snake. And I turn around and it's like this little lizard. Like, not even the size of a ruler.
No.
Like, probably half the size of a ruler.
No.
Like, just sitting on the path. And I'm like, you're kidding. I was like, Nikki. And she's like, oh, okay, so we're all good.
Yeah.
Anyway, we walk about 2 steps further. And there's another one, and she's turned around
no.
and grabbed me and gone, Amy, oh my goodness. I'm like, oh, Nikki.
Oh, that's
But,
bad.
I mean, to be honest, if it was me in the lead, I would have probably, like, run down the hill already.
Yeah.
So,
That's like
but
our mate
good
Reedy.
fun.
When we were camping, so we had this like fire pit, and like, it had been there for a while, so there's a heap of ash and stuff. And there's like this bit of cardboard leaning up against the side, and I was like poking a stick around in there. I'm like flicking stuff around, and there's this big huntsman in there, and Reedy's standing about 6 foot away from the fire pit, and like probably about 8 foot away from this actual spider. And my hand's right next to it. And he's like jumped and started screaming, and he's like, "Oh my god, get this spider!" And he's like crawling up behind someone, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, there is." Like it was
Oh, no.
Yeah, nah. I don't know. Like I saw us like because when I went early on in the relationship, we were in the honeymoon stage. You know, we were trying to be all tough and stuff. Yeah, I went up somewhere. It was in the hill somewhere. And like you know when you go into a place where all the grass or like just the shit on the ground is like this high.
Yeah.
And you just know there are things crawling around in here,
Yeah,
like 100%.
literally.
And I went, and there was obviously a path to walk up, and I was walking up a path, and there's a snake just went across the path in front of me.
Yeah.
And I shat it, man.
Yeah.
I was like, but it's the feeling of, my body stopped, and I'm like, I don't know where that is now.
Yeah.
Like that could be anywhere, and there could be more of them. And I'm like, I had to keep walking, but it was just like the legs are shaking. I'm like,
Yeah,
dude,
nah.
like there could be a snake anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm doing the 360 turns,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and I couldn't have fun. I couldn't have fun on that walk because I'm like, dude, there's snakes out here, and they just can't do them.
I think the only like wild snake encounter I've had was I was actually working at Grand Auto Wreckers.
Yeah.
Over the summer, getting some cash in, and I was pulling this part off a car, and I was walking back, and it was a boiling hot day. It was like 40 degrees, and then like I've just seen this like baby brown snake just sunbathing in the middle of the path, and I'm like, right, well, I'm not going any further. My first reaction was to pull out my phone and film it. But like I kind of like threw something at it to like get it out of the way, and like it slithered off under the car. And then like I told the owner and stuff, and then his brother was there, and 20 minutes later he comes back and there's a dead snake in the bin. Like he just got a shovel and just like chopped his head off. It was insane.
Hectic.
You have to be like fearless to do that. Like, I couldn't go near it.
Oh,
Like,
nah, I'd run the other way.
Nah.
Yeah, so my girlfriend Nicola, she went to
Nicola.
she used to go to Elliston like every Christmas,
Oh, yeah.
and so there used to be brown snakes there pretty often.
So scary.
And
Why would you go there?
the owner of the caravan park used to like pick him up by the tail, swing him around, and then crack it like a
no
whip, and it would
way.
break its neck.
Oh, I've actually heard stories about that. I wonder
Yeah.
if it's the same place.
So like you pick it up and then you crack it like a whip, and it breaks the neck, and
Oh,
they
that's
literally
so scary.
just put it in the bin after that.
Oh,
It's insane.
I kind of feel bad for the little snakes. Like, they're scary, but...
I'd rather them dead though. To
Yeah.
be fair.
But I mean, if you're on the
Yeah.
owner of a caravan park,
Yeah, you
you're
don't want
killing
to... Yeah,
all of them.
exactly.
Yeah.
What's your vibe? Like, what do you do outside of like you're obviously surfing and stuff? Like, do you skate down the beach? Like what? Like run us through what Amy Gore actually does on a daily basis. Like what's your vibe?
Well, I'm always active. I like to the squeaky chair. I like to stay active. I don't like to. I kind of go crazy if I have to stay still and not like do anything. So, yeah, I'm always, if I'm not surfing or training, which is pretty much what takes up most of my days, is surfing and training. I'm kicking the footy with friends or at the beach walking the dog is always fun. I love taking the little doggo for a walk. Yeah. Or playing tennis against Nikki. I have a toy cavoodle. Actually, it's Nikki's dog, but cute. I think we're kind of like co-parents now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that. I'm the favourite. No, I'm kidding.
Imagine that.
Kidding, not kidding.
Nikki gets a dog and then it just loves Amy more.
Yeah. That'd be the worst.
No, she's a little cutie. Yeah, so I don't know. I love doing anything active. I'm pretty down for. So something fun. Yeah. If not, if I need a recovery day or like just something recovery, like I might watch something on Netflix. Like I've been into like Prison Break lately, so
that's a good show.
Yeah, you watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched like the first 2 seasons.
One of those like shows like start sweating, but it's good. Like you like can't stop sweating. Like, really oh my gosh,
intense.
I'm so stressful, but like it's real good.
To finish off with, we normally do a bit of a quick fire with our guests, but we're going to do a bit of a controversial topic sort of area to finish off with. So, which makes a better pet, cats or dogs?
Dogs.
And why is that?
I love dogs. Like I mean, like don't get me wrong, cats are okay.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They're just dogs are better.
Yeah, dogs are better.
I think.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Surely there's like 90% of people just have dogs over cats.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think the reason some people choose cats is because they're easy to look after.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
What would you rather be, really big or really small? So, okay, I want you to answer how you answered the first time, if you remember, because then you changed your answer.
Yeah, I was gonna. Right, so last time I said I'd be really, really small.
Yeah.
Because I could go wherever I wanted, like fit anywhere and
Yep.
be kind of cool, like run around. But then we talked about how like you could be tall and like you've been good in pretty much any sport, and I was like, no, I want to change my answer. I was like, this isn't fair.
Mate, could you imagine, like, if you're legit born to be like 6'8", you're
Wow.
playing sport professionally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Dumb.
like, yeah, maybe. Like,
No, like, if you have basic skill, you're getting into a development.
you have to have
somewhere.
some skill.
Fairly
though.
coordinated.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone's going to pick you up just to throw a hope at you.
Yeah,
literally.
they can
Like,
train you.
Literally.
Yeah, literally. What came first, the chicken or the egg?
Oh, I actually don't remember what I said, so I'm gonna think about it now.
We discussed this hard last
Yeah,
time.
we did.
Yeah, I think like the egg came first.
Go on, what's your reasoning?
Well, I just feel like a chicken is made from an egg, so it has to come from
What
an egg.
made the egg?
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is going to be like one of the unsolved mysteries ever.
Yeah. I mean, you could probably solve it by science.
Yeah, 100%. Someone's probably
Yeah.
solved it, and everyone's like, "What's coming first?" But someone's out there going, "This comes first."
I'm going to look it up.
You're gonna look
if we go from a religious point of view, like I'd say that God put the egg there, and
like we
the
said last time, we're not
animals
mixing religion with the coach's box. That could get pretty nasty. Nah.
Yeah.
Summer is better than winter. Agree or disagree?
Yes, agree.
Obviously.
Summer is way better.
If you say winter's better, I don't know.
Oh, big call. So,
Does it say the chicken came first?
at some point in the evolutionary history where there were no chickens, but 2 birds that were quite similar, mated and laid an egg.
Wow.
So the egg came first.
And the egg hatched the first chicken. So
Did
technically,
you hear that, guys? I win.
Oh, that's true.
Wow, interesting.
I didn't even think of that. Yeah.
But how did the birds make a chicken?
because they were chicken-like.
Oh, okay.
Two
wouldn't it-
chicken-like animals,
wouldn't
and
it made
mated,
like?
and then it made
Wouldn't
it.
it made like?
Something
the
like
same
a
as-
mixed breed.
Yeah, it basically what it's saying is chicken is a crossbreed.
That's what I meant, not mixed breed.
So for all this time, we haven't actually been eating chicken. We've been eating chicken and crossed with something else.
Is
Essentially. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh wow!
That's something to think about.
Wow.
Let's just say yes.
And hey, do those cross chickens, they add weight to the earth? You just don't know. Would you live forever if you had the chance?
Oh my goodness. I think it depends on a lot of things. Like, if you're like you got family and your friends and you're still able to do activity and have fun and enjoy life, then I think it would be pretty cool. But then at the same time, like, I don't know. It's a tough question.
It is tough because I always think about this. Like, for example, I'd love to live forever. Like, it'd be great. You don't have to think about obviously when you get older and you die, and obviously what happens after you die. No one knows. I'm hoping you get another life because anyway, we're getting deep now.
Yeah.
But to think that I would have to watch, like, say your soulmate obviously die.
Yeah.
And then how hard it would be to then move on to have that next soulmate and to have that next partner and then to watch that happen again and again, like, and your family, like, I just don't know, man.
You have to like live your family.
Yeah,
and friends.
Definitely.
I think if you had your wife or whatever that would live forever with you, it would be a very, like, I'd be nearly saying yes. But if you had to watch your family constantly go, or go obviously once because they don't live forever, oh man, that'd be tough.
That's it.
That'd be tough. So I'd probably
Dependable.
go. Live a good life, man, and go out on a high.
Yeah, I reckon.
Just skydive.
Live
Just
fast,
let
die
it take you. That's what I might do. Just
Skydive.
When I'm like 92.
Maybe
I've
that
already
can be
not
the
made it
punishment
92.
for the night.
92. Alright, see you guys. Just no parachute. That'd be a crazy way to go out.
That would be insane.
We're definitely not doing that. Anyway.
Imagine the cleanup after that, though.
I wouldn't have to worry. You're cleaning me up. Who are better teachers? This is a big question.
Huge question.
We could get some. What's it called? Some lashback.
Yeah.
Backlash?
Backlash.
The other way around.
Some flashback. When you were, because we didn't go over it, but we'll quickly touch. You went to school until you were like before you got year 10, and then you went into open schooling. So when you were at your school, who were the better teachers, men or women?
I'm gonna say, because my mum's a teacher and she's one of the greatest teachers, I'm gonna say women are better.
Yep.
Because I think, I don't know, I've mostly good female teachers.
Yeah.
They've always been really caring and cool and that. But in saying that, like, there's been some pretty cool guy teachers as well. Yeah. So
I feel like each gender just chooses the gender. You know what I mean? Like, I've had some pretty good like female teachers. Like, I know I had this one teacher that I was really close with throughout my whole of high school, or a couple of them actually. But it's all about when you go to the courts, when you play basketball, and you have the man, like the guy, the teacher that's really good at sport, and he just becomes like your best bud. Yeah. Like for all the boys, the whole boys group. So I don't know. I'm not going to answer. I'm going to say they're both great.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Didn't realise I was not to know. I thought we had to choose that.
These are your questions, remember? Chill. No, we're not going to say that one.
Cake or ice cream?
Oh, I'm choosing both. I'm going to have my cake with my ice cream.
No, you said this last time. We're going to make you choose one.
What?
Cake or ice cream?
Oh, man.
Here we go. I got a bowl. Ice cream. Bang. I got a bowl. Cake. Bang. Choose one.
You just gave me both.
No.
She's going to take a cake.
No, but you can only have one. Or I have to have the other one.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's like, you go into the pub and they've gone, you paid $30 for a footy presentation, they pass around the meals and, I'll swap you, man, but you get one meal.
Okay. Oh, alright, this is a tough one. I'm actually lactose intolerant, but I'm still considering the ice cream. Because I'm gluten free as well. So I mean, both options are looking great for me. So, but I mean, at the same time, it's kind of like, oh yeah, I'd go for it. Like, sometimes you gotta risk it for the biscuit.
You just gotta risk it sometimes.
So
you may be on the shitter like 10 seconds later, but you have to risk it.
You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking. It depends. Like if it's wow.
I love how this question's been like the most talked
literally.
about question. Ice cream. Wow.
It's
a huge decision.
I haven't had either in such a long time that it's kind of like right now both seem like such a good.
But I guess it's like you got to put it in perspective. Like, what cake is it? What type
exactly.
of cake and what type
That's
of ice
what
cream
I'm thinking. Like I'm thinking like if it's just vanilla ice cream, like you're like, eh.
Nah.
But if it's like some like real good
I'm thinking
cake,
top chip
like
ice cream.
Choc chip ice cream?
Ooh.
Alright, what's the
Think
cake?
of Milo ice cream.
Or Milo ice cream.
Alright.
Milo shake.
Okay, Milo, we're going Milo ice cream. What's the cake? Pick one.
Classic $4 cake from Coles. Chocolate.
Chocolate mug cake.
Alright, I'm going with ice cream now.
No, we'll go like a really nice cake.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't really eat much
Like
cake.
a Black Forest cake.
Yeah.
Alright.
Like you're going to the cheesecake shop and you're getting like a really classy cake and you're like, oh, I'm excited to eat this.
Alright, I'm gonna go with. I want both. I'm gonna go. Ah!
You actually can't make up your mind. It's hilarious.
I actually can't.
Like,
You're trying to put it off like,
stressing.
guys, just go to this question.
Yeah. What's the name?
But we're not going to.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Oh, no. Okay. Wow.
I'm thinking either heads or tails. Alright?
Okay.
Heads, no. What am I
I've
doing?
got ice cream.
There we go.
that
Done. Smartphones make us stupid. Agree or disagree?
Ooh.
Okay, so I guess like
He's having last time.
Yeah.
In sync. That's quality. We laughed about that for so long.
Oh, we did.
We laughed about that for so long.
yeah. So for everyone that doesn't know, last time they picked up their drink at the exact same time, and
Yeah.
I kind of called him out in it.
Multiple
And
times.
it became a thing.
You'd be a host in the making, eh? Sorry, guys, for anyone that doesn't know, these guys actually...
I'd be. I'll join in. I'll be one of the people on the panel next time. Is that that's what you guys are? I don't know.
I guess we call
Interviewers.
Call us the hosts.
The hosts.
The
Oh,
hosts,
okay.
Yeah.
I'm third host. No, I'm kidding.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Smartphones.
Yeah, they just did the same. So anyway, smartphones. That's a tricky one because I feel like if I have to write something nowadays, I'm like, how do I spell that? Because I literally I just type in something. I'm like, spell check. Yep, done. Same with adding. Like, I don't actually add things because I'm like, yep, I'll just put it in my calculator. Like, in that sense, I'm like, I think it does. Like, I think personally, like, I'll be the first to say I have the worst spelling and grammar because everything's like done for me. So I don't have to really worry about it. So I don't worry about it. And I never really, I don't know, even there's so much that Siri can't even correct for me. But
Spelling's one of the hardest things sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's not something like you can learn overnight either. Like
Yeah.
if you've got into a habit of writing something a certain way, like,
Yeah.
where it would just be like, the letters are mixed up. It's so
Yeah.
hard to get back. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
normal.
exactly.
100%.
Yeah. Aliens. Do you believe in it?
No.
No.
That's huge. That is huge.
I remember I was like,
That's true. So
I don't
you think
know.
out of the whole world... Okay.
not on Earth. I don't reckon they're on
Okay.
Earth.
So no aliens on Earth, but like in the universe.
In the universe.
So there's
I
somewhere
don't
out
know,
there
Maybe. Like, I think
in all those solar systems.
I'm going to show you a video. When we finish
Maybe.
this, I'm going to show you a video and you
Okay.
might change your
Oh
mind.
yeah, no, it's an insane.
All right.
Yeah. So... You know what? No. I'm just gonna have you say your answer, and then on the socials, I think we're gonna post the answer if it changes.
Yeah.
So your answer is no.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but in
No.
the universe, it's still no. You don't reckon there's anything out there?
I don't know. Maybe something on like Mars. Is that has that been proven?
I love the knowledge of us. We're trying to talk about the universe. We know nothing.
Yeah, no.
That's all right. The other day I was sitting in my room with Nikki, and we were doing it was like are you as smart as a fifth grader? And it was like something about planets. And it was like trying to work out the planets. And it was which one's closest to the sun. And we both were like, I was like, yeah, I think it's Mars. And Nikki's like, I think it's like Jupiter or something. And then next minute, it was like, is it Mercury?
Yeah.
She goes, it says Mercury, and she goes, oh, Mercy, that's the one. I'm sorry, Nikki, I'm sorry for saying that, but that was too good.
I think we're going to have you back on, and you're just going to have to write a run sheet yourself of just you v
Just
Nikki
stories.
and just rip it to shreds because damn, it's been good. Clouds are scary. Agree or disagree?
Disagree. Clouds, you say?
No,
Clowns.
clowns.
Oh,
Did you say clouds? Oh, they're frightening, eh? Ooh.
There is some scary looking
maybe
clouds
if you
though.
see a
Yeah.
thunderstorm, no. Clowns, no, not really scared of them. Like maybe like the really scary horror ones. Yeah, I'd be scared of those. But
Yeah.
like just like family fun clown at the show. No.
So you see it. Okay, so you walk out of our great studio that we have,
yeah.
and there's a clown walking up the street. Are you scared?
You know, if you
Just-
put it
just a
that way,
clown.
I'm running to my car.
Yeah,
but
100%.
The street's dark and there's
I
like
think,
street lights.
oh yeah,
and there's one
100%.
standing
Oh
in the
no,
street
yeah,
light.
nah, I'm out of there. I think it has to be in the context. Like if you're at the show or like, if, like you know, in like where there would be clowns, yes, that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm not scared of them. But if you know, just in the street or like, you know, you see a like scary one, like, yeah, no.
Do you remember
I'm
like
out.
the massive clown thing that happened?
I
clown
do
purge?
remember
The clown
that.
purge, yeah?
Yeah.
That was massive.
insane.
That was like, there were literally like news articles
Yeah,
Yeah.
these people running around terrorizing, like,
and like hurting people as well.
So
yeah.
bad.
Like it was hectic. Like
Crazy.
I remember I was somewhere and I think it was after footy and we always went to Macca's for our after game feed just to get our bodies going. Because Macca's is really good for you. And we left and then we were looking like on Facebook and stuff and they were at the Macca's and there was like clowns everywhere and they were going down to the beach and everyone's like just
So
like
scary.
freaking out going what is like is this the real life purge? Like
Yeah.
it was really scary and it happened for a fair few weeks. I don't know, it was just like freaky.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
Like it takes a big group of people as well to like I wouldn't be gay enough to get in a clown outfit and go and like terrorize places.
Yeah, if you get caught, you are screwed.
You're like F-U-C-K-E-D.
Yeah.
I reckon the purge is going to happen in real life.
Yeah, I can.
After this election,
Yeah.
I reckon it's going to happen.
Well, they're already like bordering up stores and stuff.
Oh, mate. The videos online.
Oh, it's insane.
The wood. The companies that have wood panels will make a fortune.
Yeah.
Because, like, literally every store in America is legit closing their stores with wood panels over the top. So whoever gets elected president, like, because people are going to riot, man.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's the
I mean,
world's
we've
gonna,
already seen riots in America this year, so
the world is going to come crashing down.
yeah.
You heard it here first. Anyway, take it away for the last one. I think we know the answer, but
Would you rather be good at sports or good at exams?
Sports.
Yeah.
Sports.
110%.
Everyone wants to be good at sports.
Yeah.
I think over exams unless you're like yeah. Anyway,
Let's not get into
Anyway.
that.
let's not get into that. It has been an absolute pleasure. I tried to get this out last time we finished, but it was just a bit like. You're actually you're actually inspirational because the way like how hard you work is actually crazy. I keep saying, I knew Nikki when I was younger, and I knew you slightly, but like comparing you to like your family is going to be ridiculously successful in the next 5 years. Like it's amazing. So I think you've inspired us to eat healthy.
Yeah.
So I'm
Do you
really
have a
hoping.
Have I got one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been thinking.
Been
But
thinking?
I mean, I think I need a little more.
Yeah,
thinking
that's
time.
right. That's right. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to post on the socials.
Yeah.
We're going to post on the socials what the punishment is, and we're gonna kick it off from tonight.
Tonight.
From tonight.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
let's do
Not
it.
gonna wait till the wine tour on the weekend.
No. Wine tour. We're gonna smash the wine
No-
tour
no
out, and
wine.
we're not gonna have bad food
Is that
after.
it? Can we call that? No
What?
wine?
No.
No,
No
we're
al-
going
no
wine tour.
I've already paid.
No,
Starting after no alcohol.
we are
Are
actually
you down?
we are actually not. We're cutting back on drinking. Like we're not. I'm not gonna drink at all
Yeah.
after
Not
the
at
wine
all?
tour this weekend.
Okay, after the wine tour, you can't drink at all.
Bet.
Who's gonna last longest? They're shaking
Done.
on it. They're shaking on it.
So-
Well,
Done.
Yeah.
All right. So Amy's gonna have the punishment up when we post the episode, which we're hoping will be tomorrow, which will be Friday. Yes, Friday.
Yep.
Amy's gonna hopefully have a punishment ready that we can share with
That's
you all.
pressure. I'm kidding.
So, so you're gonna sleep on it overnight, okay? And you're gonna have one for tomorrow. But
Alright.
it has been awesome having you on. Inspirational, as I said, and it's been loose, and I've loved it.
Yeah, it's been good. We
It's been
did
good.
Did a few technical dramas though.
We did.
Broke my mic and
Yeah, but it's been a fun episode, and we hope to have you back on the podcast down the track. And
definitely it'll happen.
yeah, it's been great. So thank you very much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
I'm Baz,
And I'm Locke.
Coach Box Podcast.
Signing off.